Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Dan Poffenberger. I am a member of the Board of Trustees here at Gustavus. I am an alum from 1982, and my wife Gretchen and I are lucky enough to have a graduate, Andrew, in this class. Yay. On behalf of my colleagues of the Board of Trustees, I want to welcome you, and it is my honor to have us gather today at this year's 2011 commencement ceremony. The graduates that are before us today join a long and distinguished list of almost 29,000 individuals who have earned degrees from Gustavus Adolphus College since its founding 149 years ago. To the members of the class of 2011, congratulations. Earning a baccalaureate degree requires a tremendous amount of dedication, persistence, energy, and intelligence. You are a beautiful and handsome and wonderful graduating class. All of the people that have gathered around you today, your friends, your family, your classmates, the faculty, the staff, and the members of the board here of Gustavus are very proud of you and of your accomplishments, and you should take great satisfaction in your success today. In addition to congratulating you on what you have accomplished, the board would like to thank each of you for what you have brought to this campus. Whether you know it or not, Gustavus is a markedly different place because of your presence here, and a better place. We look forward to working with you in the future as fellow alums in the years ahead. Once again, congratulations. It's my privilege to introduce to you now Chaplain Rachel Larson, who will offer the invocation.
Let us pray. Gracious God, be with us as we gather for this Gustavus Adolphus College commencement ceremony. We are filled with deep gratitude. Tears of loss and pride, relief and happiness well up in our eyes. Look kindly upon all participants, those who graduate, those who have assisted them, and those who share their joy. We pray that in the days ahead, you will lead these graduates to be honorable, just, merciful, pure, and loving people. We praise you because all things that we achieve are made possible because you love us and preserve us. Bless this moment. Do not leave us, we pray, but walk with us in all the days of our lives. And all the people said, Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Rachel. Commencement weekend is certainly a special occasion in the life of a college. Today we recognize and take pride in the accomplishments of nearly 600 men and women who are eligible to receive the baccalaureate degree. I want to thank the members of the Board of Trustees and members of the faculty and staff who are here today to share in this exciting ceremony with the students, with you, who are graduating today, and with your families and your friends. Seated on the platform are members of the Gustavus Adolphus College Board of Trustees, faculty, and senior administrative staff. I would like to introduce those on the platform and ask each to stand when introduced. But please hold your applause until we have introduced the entire group. First, Reverend Dan Poffenberger, would you please stand? Reverend Poffenberger, we thank you for presiding today as a member of the Board of Trustees at this ceremony. As Pastor Poffenberger mentioned, he is a 1982 graduate, and as he is senior senior pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church in Stillwater, Minnesota, and is chair of the Board of Trustees Committee on Evaluation and Education. And as he mentioned, the Poffenbergers have a son, Andrew, in this graduating class. Next, I would like to introduce Reverend Rodney Anderson. Pastor Rod is in transition after 34 years as a pastor at St. Andrew's Church in Eden Prairie. He will soon join Gustavus as an interim senior chaplain. He has served for 10 years on the Gustavus Board of Trustees. Next, Ms. Susie Heim, who is a 1983 graduate of the college and the granddaughter of Jesse Björling and the daughter of Anders Björling. She and her husband Steve, also who is a graduate of Gustavus, live in in Edina, and their son Peter graduated in 2008. Next, Ms. Jan Michalitz. Jan is the former chair of the Gustavus Alumni Association and a 1974 graduate. She and her husband Russ, also in that class, was the former chair of this board, are the proud parents of 4 Gusties. Their youngest, Peter, will be in the class next year to graduate. And now the Wayne Peterson, who is a 1977 graduate of the, that makes you a little bit younger, doesn't it? A 1977 graduate of the college and pastor of St. Barnabas Lutheran Church in Plymouth, Minnesota. He and his wife Jackie, who is also a graduate in that class and serves in the college on the advancement staff, have their daughter Caitlin graduating today also. And finally, Mr. Ron White, a 1975 graduate of the college and Chief Sales Officer of Growth Development Associates in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ron is the former chair of the Gustavus Alumni Association. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to these individuals who, as members of the Board of Trustees, give so generously. Also on the platform are the college's senior administrators, including those who serve on the President's Cabinet, and I ask that they stand and remain standing until all have been introduced. Dr. Tom Crady, Vice President for Enrollment Management. Dr. David Feenan, the Chief Academic Officer of the college who serves as the Provost and Dean of the college. Ms. Gwen Freed, Vice President for Marketing and Communication. Mr. Jeff Stocco, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Mr. Ken Westfald, the Chief Financial Officer of the college and Vice President of Finance and Treasurer of the college. And Mr. Tom Young, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Tom is a 1988 graduate of the college. Let's thank them for their service. Will the remaining members of the platform party, as I introduce you, please stand? I would like to formally introduce again Chaplain Rachel Larson, who gave the invocation. Also, I'd like to introduce Associate Provost and Dean of Academic Programs, Dr. Barbara Kaiser, who will assist in reading the names of the graduates. And finally, our 2 faculty marshals, Dr. Henry McCarthy, Assistant Professor of Theater and Dance, and Dr. Richard Leach, Associate Professor of Political Science. It was a year ago at this ceremony when rain was threatening. I think we're going to make it today, but as you'll see in the program, we went ahead and had a little precautionary movement, and we've moved the conferring of the degrees to the first thing in the program. After all, this is why we're here. We're here to congratulate these seniors who have graduated, and we want to make sure that we get that done as soon as we possibly can. I ask Provost David Feenan to come to the microphone.
I ask the members of the Gustavus Adolphus College class of 2011 to please stand. President Oley, I present to you the members of the class of 2011 who have been enrolled in courses of study leading to the Bachelor of Arts degree. There are 587 members of this class. During their time at Gustavus, each has completed the requirements defined by the faculty as a foremost liberal arts education. As they leave Gustavus, they are prepared to lead and serve their communities and the world in their professional and personal pursuits. On behalf of the faculty, it is a great pleasure to recommend to you that the Bachelor of Arts degree be conferred upon each one of them.
Thank you, Provost Feenan. It is my distinct honor to receive these candidates for graduation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gustavus Adolphus College, I hereby confer upon these candidates the Bachelor of Arts degree for which they have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees, and I admit them to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, in token whereof you will receive your diploma. Graduates, you may be seated. Now I ask, will the marshals and those assisting with the ceremony to please take their places for the conferring of the diplomas. Class, when you are introduced by Provost Feenan and Dean Kaiser, we ask that you proceed across the stage. I will first greet you and give you a symbol of graduation, the G pin that has been specially designed for your class. And then you will proceed to shake the hand of the board member who is here presiding today, Reverend Poffenberger. Gustavus has a distinct tradition that few schools have that truly recognize not only you as graduates, but signifies the bond between you and the faculty. As you proceed across the stage, you will go down and shake the hand of Chaplain Rachel, and then you will go to your department area where your faculty will present your diploma to you. This signifies the significance of that relationship you have developed with those faculty members and your commitment and their commitment to this college. For that, we are grateful. And finally, as we present the class of 2011, we ask that all those in attendance today remember that today's event is a formal ceremony. Each member of the class of 2011 has earned the right to have their name read and heard by all that are gathered here today. We would request that you hold your applause and cheers and whistles. I know some of you will do that, but please do it quickly, or any other demonstrations that will detract from this very special occasion until the entire class has been presented, and we will have a chance to welcome them to being an alum of this institution. I now ask that the class prepare for graduation.
Kimberly Osgard.
Nicole Norine Abel.
Trevor Ian Abel.
Anthony Alfonso Adams.
Anna Lenora Burkle Albrecht.
Nicole Marie Ainsworth.
Jacob Jerome Aiken.
Annika Lee Alwine.
Ashley Elizabeth Anderson.
Brian T. Anderson.
Justin Emmanuel Anderson.
Kevin Scott Anderson.
Molly Jean Anderson.
Travis John Anderson.
Jill Marie Apfelbacher.
Bafur Yadudo Apia Korang.
Lucas Jake Armstrong.
Logan John Arndt.
Anders Honorvik. Yes.
Cisse E. Ashanafi.
Aubrey Marie Austin.
Azima Bacellini.
Laura Elizabeth Baden.
Paul Robert Bakelich.
Aaron Thomas Baki.
Julie Ann Bardenwerper.
Benjamin David Barnard.
Martin John Barnard.
Keisha Nicole Sherlin Bates.
Brittany Elizabeth Bauer.
Chelsea Ann Byer.
Jennifer May Bean.
Christian Andres Baharing.
Luisa Alejandra Bellalio Murillo.
Aaron Lindsay Belpedio.
Lilia Benson.
Ariel Patricia Bentley.
Derek Burnt.
Brooke Michelle Beskow.
Anne Elise Butcher.
Libby Bytine Carlson.
Elise B1.
Allison Margaret Billion.
Allegra Catherine Birdseye.
Bryce Bjork.
Jason Richard Block.
Riley Blythe.
Kyle Corbett Bow.
Elizabeth Ann Boning.
Andy Allen Boersma.
Carl Michael Betker.
Holly Elaine Bolin.
Nina Lynn Bolt.
Kelly Ann Bolin.
Chelsea Marie Bowen.
Elizabeth Ann Bowman.
Brandon Douglas Boyd.
Jens Jacob Rabbit.
Cassandra Rose Brady.
Jackie Marie Brown.
Kira Lorraine Brown.
Kimberly Frances Braun.
Cassandra Lynn Breitenfeld.
Janie Elizabeth Bryant.
Kelly Marie Brody.
Jonas Elliott Brocard.
Samantha Louise Broderius.
Chaz W. Brown.
Kristen Kelsey Brown.
Maria Therese Brown.
Sarah Elizabeth Briss.
Sydney Reeve Brunsvold.
Andrew Charles Brisgornia.
Kayla Danielle Buggart.
Emily Catherine Bull.
Logan Scott Burnside.
Alexander James Bush.
Marie Catherine Bushnell.
Elizabeth A. Butella.
Stephen Joseph Cahill.
Sean Kane Sharping.
Alexa Rebecca Carlson.
Benjamin Richards Carlson.
Jeffrey Mitch Carlson.
Jillian Jennifer Carney.
Haley Marie Carpenter.
Christine Elizabeth Carr.
Sarah Lynn Cartwright.
Danielle N. Catrice.
Brianna Rebecca Clark.
Garrett David Klaus.
Dane Stephen Clausen.
Molly Marie Cook.
Taylor Bryn Cook.
Mary Virginia Cooley.
Brett Thomas Cornell.
Eric T. Cox.
Robert Harding Kraft.
Rachel Knutson Craig.
Matthew James Crea.
Robert Antonio Krogan.
Eric Charles Cronin,
Yeah.
summa cum laude.
Amy Susan Culver.
Theodore Lawrence Daggerford, Jr.
Claire Gretchen Dahl.
Lauren Nicole Damrow.
Michael Forrest Davidson, summa cum laude.
Donald Edward Davis.
Nadvia Davis.
Nicholas Gregory Davis.
Whitaker Davis.
Ashley DeBilson.
Samuel Christian Martin DeFranco.
Mackenzie Ann Del Santro.
Christian George DeMare.
Melanie Diane Deutsch.
Dimitri Diamanti.
How you doing, Barb?
Peter Robert Dierauer.
Michelle Susan Dietz, summa cum laude.
Matthew Charles Doble.
Maggie Christine Doty.
Dominic Scott Dowd.
Hannah Danielle Driver.
Kevin Stephen Dumke.
Heather Lee Duncanson.
Anna Rose DeZurich.
Zachary John Eastling.
Michael Lawrence Eastman.
James Irwin Ebeling.
Quentin Alexander Ebner.
Emily Arneson Eddy.
Ashley Rose Edelberg.
Bernadette Louise Egger.
Madeline Christine Eide.
Kayla Diane Elbert.
Joshua James Elledge.
Kirsten Sierra Angle.
Annika Joy Erickson.
David Tan Erlandson.
Emily Isle.
Andrew Thomas Irvin Evans.
Linda Christine Evans.
Catherine Lynn Everett.
Erica Lee Ewald.
Jennifer K. Ewert.
Adria Fazuski.
James Famelis.
Megan Kathleen Pharisee.
Anna Elizabeth Finley.
Joseph Robert Finocchiar.
Manya Fiok.
Eric Charles Fitz.
Elise R. Fitzgerald.
Eric Robert Fitzsimmons.
Rose Marie Follis.
Danielle Nicole Forsman Earl.
Lydia Marie Francis.
Samantha Elizabeth Frank.
Kelly Joanne Franzen.
Trent Matthew Frisch.
Colleen Marie Ganser.
Brenna Diane Garth.
You're almost there. No, I'm not surprised at all.
Radonna L. Gazer.
Jared Craig Gavalli.
Adam Tennyson George.
Alyssa Ray Gilgenbach.
Brita Jan Gilliard.
Do the wave for a second.
Shannon Lee Ginter.
Jessica Marie Jardy.
Alexander Benson Runchi Jovard. Amaris Gomez.
Christopher Scott Goodu.
Leah Marie Goss.
Samuel Carson Grace.
Alexandra Ray Grandelis.
William Rollin Grant.
Thomas Greiner.
Caitlin Jean Griswold.
Ashley Michelle Grodecki.
Rachel Elizabeth Guptal, summa cum laude.
Way to go, Rachel.
Jonathan Guter.
Alexander Nico Hachia.
Kate Lynn Hagland.
Logan Christine Hagland.
Amanda Marie Halfin.
Christopher Shane Hall.
Joshua Stewart Hammer.
Chelsea K. Hansen.
Rachel Rose Hansen.
Stephanie Sung Marie Hardell.
Mohammed Abdul Qadir Hassan.
Amy Elizabeth Hassenstab.
Paige Christine Hayes.
Drew Newell Headland.
Bryce Anthony Hedquist.
Russell Heater.
Kevin Richard Hine.
Brianna Velma Heinrich.
Janie Ruth Helland.
Justin Richard Helps.
Philip Robert Helt.
Jeremy John Hendrickson.
Michael D. Hendrickson.
Nicole Christine Hendrickson.
Alyssa Lynn Henkel.
Duachi Her.
Yang Kong Her.
Good job, Stacy.
Amanda Marie Hesness.
Nicola Ray Hickathier.
Michael Wallace Hicks.
Laura Marie Hinderacher.
Stacy Lynn Henricks.
Justin Hitch.
Amanda Jean Hochstetter.
Sarah Jean Hofflander.
Allison Marie Hoffman.
Kevin Dustin Hoffman.
Brittany Joelle Holm.
Eric Damon Humiller.
Allison Elizabeth Huff.
Paul Rafferty Huff.
Laura Marie Humberg.
Catherine Hupp.
Catherine Lynn Iberson.
Benjamin Andrew Ikeda.
Drew David Ingvelson.
Anna A. Jacobs.
Taylor John Johnner.
Kristen Nicole Jar.
Laura Marie Jansen.
Daniel Malcolm Jarrett.
Mayanthi Pubuthini Jayawardena.
Giovanna Mariana Jensen.
Kyle G. Jensen.
Laura Ann Jensen.
Brianna Renee Job.
Abby Ray Johnson.
Anna Marie Johnson.
Emily Jean Johnson, summa cum laude.
Justin William Johnson.
Casey Louise Johnson.
Kelsey Lynn Johnson.
Lauren Johnson.
Mitchell T. Johnson.
Patrick James Johnson.
Anna Conchetta Jones.
Morgan Catherine Jones.
Wesley Carl Jones.
Brandon Paul Wayne Yonker.
Heather Leanne Jopp.
Rebecca Jorgensen.
John Wesley Duran.
Katie Rose Catterlick.
Dustin Douglas Kamer.
Abigail Nicole Carl.
Olivia Ray Carnes.
Meredith Irene Keefe.
Andrew Michael Keenan.
Emily Elizabeth Kendall.
Kristen Marie Kennedy.
Courtney Ann Corestas, summa cum laude.
Kendra Elizabeth Kesty, summa cum laude.
Rima Jamal Carbush, summa cum laude.
Paul Robert Kirihara.
Amber Christine Kirk.
Shanda Ray Kirkheide.
Whitney Gale Klein.
Annie Jean Kleinschmidt.
Matthew Thomas Clune.
Monica R. Klutsky, summa cum laude.
Cameron William Knetch.
Justine Danielle Cook.
Anna Stagi Koppel.
Mary Ellen Corby.
Jade Aaron Kutilla.
Brian Richard Krahulik.
Michael David Kramer.
Susan E. Kranz.
David R. Kreft.
Rebecca Suzanne Krochok, summa cum laude.
Anne Marie Kruger.
Robert Joseph Kukala.
Seth Clifford Cook.
Jeremy A. Kuhn.
Kristen E. Kuntz, summa cum laude.
Nicole Marie Quapik.
Marit Ashley Killow.
Stephanie Taryn Lafayette, summa cum laude.
Gregory Andrew Lane.
Maxwell Jacob Lance.
Evan J. Larkin.
Anna Christine Larson.
Daisy Poggi Lee.
Matthew Allen Lieb.
Alexander Nicholas Lagueros, summa cum laude.
Colin Anthony Marcus Lehman.
Lindsay Ann Lelevent.
Anne Lincoln.
Natalie Ann Lindberg.
Nicholas Ryan Lindquist.
Peter Francis Lindquist.
Keith Gustafson Linné.
Hans Walter Lodge.
Eric Lohman.
Catherine Ann Lowry.
Rachel Rebecca Ludwig.
Marnie Luke.
Justin Christopher Lund.
Victoria K. Lund.
Bryant Charles Lundahl.
Stephen James Lundberg.
Megan Marie Lundgren.
Sarah A. Lundquist.
Zachary Robert Lundquist.
Amy Marie Lynch.
Maggie Jean Malika.
Christina Rose Mangini.
Kelsey Nicole Manning.
Christopher Lowell Martinez.
Catherine Marie Martinson.
Lauren Massack.
Lee Ann Mason.
Allison Renee Maston.
Kelly Suzanne Mathewson.
Molly Louise Mathowitz.
Sibley Naime Matson.
Abby Leona Moss.
Karen Barbara Mouse.
Caitlin Maurice McCarthy.
Valerie Jean McCluskey.
Daniel McDougall.
Patrick James McDougall.
Leah Marjorie McEllistrom.
Jody Marie McGinley.
Karina Ray McCory.
Kristen Marie Mead.
Caitlin Elizabeth Mayerman.
Daniel John Mines.
Claire E. Melendez.
Tyler John Melhorn.
Daniel C. Mellema.
Drew Grace Messerschmidt.
Brooke Danielle Meyer.
Nicole Marie Meyer.
Megan Ann Milkey.
Joshua M. Miller.
Michelle L. Modine.
Ahmed Abdirazak Mohammed.
Michael Paul Mose.
Jonathan Anthony Monk.
Mackenzie Caitlin Moquist.
Benjamin Samuel Mordecai.
Andrew Eric Mua.
Emily Jane Mueller.
Courtney Francis Murphy.
Catherine Marie Myers.
Kelly Erin Myers.
Megan Justine Myrie.
Brendan M. Nadeau.
Andrew B. Neal.
Audrey Neal.
Jenna Elise Neeson.
Haley Ann Jeanette Neitzel.
Morgan Edna Nelson.
Brett Rudolph Nelson, summa cum laude.
Birgit Lilja Nierheim.
Lindsay Lee Nestandi.
Kyle A. Nicholson.
Justin Taylor Niederman.
Elizabeth Ann Nigro.
Elizabeth J. Nolan.
Ryan C. Noonan.
Lucas Cordum Nord.
Craig Jerome Nordquist.
Anna Kimberly Leon Norell.
Christopher Scott Northard.
Derek John Notch.
Joseph Michael Nowariak.
Patricia Sue O'Connor.
Obokuhu Oko.
Natalie Joy Olson.
Jamie Ann Olson.
Luke Jorgen Peter Olson.
Ryan Matthew Ortlip.
Elena Kumari Osborne.
David Thomas Pappas.
Thomas Joseph Parnell.
Joelle Rachel Paulson, summa cum laude.
Mary Catherine Pierce.
Caitlin Louise Pearson.
Jessica Lynn Pelzel.
Mark Andrew Peterson.
Eric David Peterson.
Caitlin Marie Peterson.
Karen Hannah Peterson.
Kirsten Anna Peterson.
Jacob Tyler Pyman.
Adam Quinn Fino.
Joshua Leo Plattner.
Andrew Eric Poffenberger.
Corina Jacqueline Pope.
Sean Michael Pritchard.
Kurt William Prevey.
Kirsten Marie Prunty.
Christopher Eric Pugh.
Anne Catherine Rates.
Kyle Edward Rains.
James Carl Kenneth Ranstrom.
Melanie Susan Rash.
John Robert Rasmussen.
Rebecca Diane Rasp.
Kate Elizabeth Ryans.
Michael Wrights.
Darcy Doreen Reller.
Samuel Austin Douglas Rethwich, summa cum laude.
Rachel Lee Reynolds.
Alicia Hawley Riem.
Chantel May Rice.
John David Rice.
Brittany Nicole Richardson.
Bethany Marie Ringdahl, summa cum laude.
Elisa Ann Rogers.
Karen Ann Rogotsky.
Daniel Lee Rolfe.
Matthew P. Rongstead.
Nicholas E. Ross.
Samantha Jo Rother.
Peter Abram Rosamolsky.
Tanya Lee Rupp.
Laura Elizabeth Russell.
Elisa Gale Sablack.
Claire Brady Sogstuen.
Hasanga Samaravira.
David Sam.
Joseph Patrick Sams.
Katie K. Sandberg.
Matthew David Savary.
Lindsay M. Sawatsky.
Jill Marie Shield, summa cum laude.
Catherine Lynn Shenfield.
Jonathan David Schmidt.
Linnea Gwendolyn Schmidt.
Daniel Allen Schmidtnick.
Rachel Ellen Schmidt.
Talia Jean Schmitz.
Clayton Frederick Schnell.
Amy Elizabeth Schroeder.
Sarah Beth Schroeder.
Kelsey Schrader Gasser.
Matthew John Schugel.
Allison Catherine Schulte.
David John Shute.
Hannah Regine Schutte.
Kristen Lilla Schwegel.
Jacqueline Tierney Schwerm.
Elizabeth Ann Scipione.
Laura Beth Secor, summa cum laude.
Jordan Michael Seebach.
Christina Semch.
Andrew Dale Setterholm.
Noah Allen Setterholm.
Andrew Sharp.
Daniel William Shimmick.
Cameron James Sewart.
Caitlin Marie Silba.
Zachary Peter Sill.
Brady Lee Scaff.
Lindsay Ann Slotten.
Logan Eric Smaystad.
Brian Smith.
Carson Smith.
Sydney Alma Smith.
Melissa Kathleen Smith.
Lindsay Nicole Smithson.
Adam Mark Snyder.
Stephanie Danielle Snyder.
Jennifer Ashley Specht.
Lacey Lee Squire.
Emma M. Squire.
Brett Michael Stanek.
Courtney Ann Stacy.
Shalonda M. Staten.
Abigail Jo Steele.
Alexandra Ann Stalen.
Denise A. Stein.
Lindsay Rose Steen.
Carl Matthew Stanoyan, summa cum laude.
Paul Jerome Stummus.
Nicholas Strakota.
Emma Audine Strand.
Margot Catherine Strife.
Luke James Strom.
Megan Ray Strummy.
Ashley Francine Sumala.
Eric A. Swanson.
Joshua Philip Swartout.
Kayla Ka Young Taki.
Emily Mariko Takakawa.
Michelle Christine Tanner.
Brittany Ann Templin.
Sean William Tesmer.
Nicole Marie Tetrault.
Franklin L. Tao.
Emily Roseanne Fair.
Brian James Tyson.
Lori K. Thomas.
Julia Page Thompson.
Matthew James Tone.
Andrew Robert Tillman.
Erin Nicole Trubenbach.
Zachary Curtis Umbright.
Connor Michael Useldinger.
Andrew Richard Valen.
Ryan Michael Van Essen.
Jennifer Nicole Van Osdell, summa cum laude.
Sarah Michelle Van Vriede.
Tiffany Marie Vandenbush.
Peter Liam Vandercreek.
B. Vang. Cheng Vang.
Vinay Vang.
Justin John Vermeer.
Diana Margaret Vidovich.
Jenna Marie Walker.
Jordan Thomas Walker.
Laura Ruth Walker.
Hannah Wongberg.
Brady Robert Wasvik.
Mackenzie Marie Weber.
Katie Webster.
Brian S. Welch.
Emily Ann Wendorf.
Heidi J. Wensink.
Courtney Louise West.
Jericho Westendorf.
Catherine Marlene Westergren.
Whitney Etta Wesley.
Gregory A. White.
Christopher Scott Whitney.
Bradley Charles Wick.
Christopher John Weens.
Anna Marie Willert.
Abigail Sarah Williams.
Brendan Beery Wilkes.
Lintrell Wilson.
Catherine Louisa Winkleman.
Tanner Winslow, summa cum laude.
Philip Ross Wirches.
Seth David Wisner.
Benjamin David Wolfe.
Cody Michael Wright.
Kaylee Elizabeth Webker.
Jonathan Paul Wunderlich.
Dominic Shong.
Peng T. Zhang.
Huaka Yang.
Peng Ku Yang.
Song Yang.
Wai Yang.
David Robert Young.
Sarah Catherine Younger, summa cum laude.
Devin Stephen Zahner.
James Daniel Zamansky.
Now we're going to hear from the graduating seniors the Remember song. Congratulations, members of the class of 2011. I ask you to please stand. Now it is time for you as graduates to move the tassels on your caps from the right to the left. I think it's also time to recognize and applaud the individuals who have provided support and encouragement during your days as students of Gustavus, to your families, to those who have helped you in every possible way. And so I ask the graduates to turn to the audience, and I ask families to please stand so that they can congratulate and thank you. Family members, you may now be seated, but graduates, I ask you to turn back to the podium and remain standing to receive a charge as you today will depart Gustavus to lead and to serve our world. As president of Gustavus Adolphus College, I charge you to remember always the duties and opportunities that go with your new standing as alumni. Hold your degree so it suffers no harm in your holding it. Hold it for the honest service of others. Hold it with untarnished honor to yourself. Take up your life calling, living out the Gustavus values of excellence, community, justice, service, and faith. Your story is now woven into the Gustavus story, and you will forever be part of the Gustavus family. Congratulations. Members of the class, you may be seated. Now, graduates, I want to take just a few minutes to give some personal remarks to you. And I want to begin with a quote I have often used. You probably have heard it. This is the quote that I use often when I'm talking to students. It's from Chief Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and she said, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone, and whatever happens as a result of the whole tapestry of life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to the other that create something very special. You have now marked this institution and the Gustavus tapestry. You have changed it forever. You have given of yourself to this institution, and now you are counted among our alumni. I hope that during your 4 years at Gustavus, you have not only received the outstanding education you were told you would receive when you were here as prospective students, and that you have become part now of this great community. You leave Gustavus today as part of a tradition of graduates who have gone before you. I hope you will have an insatiable urge to continue your learning, confidence in your own ability, and a fascination with new ideas and skills that will provide a foundation for the construction of your career and your fulfillment of your life's journey. I hope that you will feel that the core values and the mission of this institution, your alma mater, and will have affected your life and your education. Our goal during your journey here was to challenge you to understand that you must always strive to be the best you can in all that you do, and that excellence is the basis upon which an academic institution like Gustavus challenges you to reach the greatest levels. We have asked you to do that in a community and to understand that justice and fairness are important values in a community. We have asked you to give back in service to others and to do that in understanding your own faith and the gifts that have been given to you. Take the freedom you have experienced during your journey here at Gustavus and champion the highest of human ideals in your professions, in your communities, and in your lives. I also hope that as a result of your journey, you will better understand your individual potential and your abilities, and that you will take a leadership role in your communities to help end prejudices that continue to weaken our society. I hope that during your journey at Gustavus, you have been encouraged to understand your own faith and the moral and the ethical issues that you will face in helping others make judgments and choices as you go away from here. Look increasingly beyond the limitations of just the state and the national boundaries as you know them today, and look to the global resources that you will have to influence the future of our society. It is in your hands. Take seriously your responsibility to make time for volunteer service and leadership in your community. John Hope Franklin once said that we must go beyond textbooks and go out into the depths of the wilderness to travel and explore and tell the world the glories of our journey. That's what we hope for you. I hope you will go beyond this place and that you will, in whatever way you can, help those less fortunate than you and explore ways in which you can make their lives different. Remain on solid speaking terms with the lessons of history and the people and the events in other places and other times, so that you will have a wider perspective on how you can make an exciting and worthy history of your own. You have had many successes in your years here at Gustavus, and I know that in the years ahead, you will continue to have similar opportunities for success. Keep in mind the pledge and the ancient Athenian oath, often used at occasions such as this. I quote, "I swear to leave the Republic stronger, richer, and more beautiful than what it was when it was given to me." I hope you will recall your responsibilities often in the years ahead. I hope you will leave Gustavus after this portion of your journey for wiser, far wiser than you were when you began your course of study here. Many of you will go to graduate school, others to the workforce, others will travel. But whatever you do, know that your Gustavus experience has given you an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of those you will touch. You are now linked inseparably you are now linked forever with Gustavus Adolphus College. How you conduct your lives will shape your reputation and character in the future, just as it will determine the reputation of this, your alma mater. Congratulations and best wishes to you. I am now pleased to ask Phil Helt to join me here at the podium. Phil? As you know, Phil is the commencement address speaker for the class this year, the class of 2011. Phil is a communication studies and history major and political science minor from Gladstone, Missouri. Phil has been very active and engaged in the Gustavus community these last 4 years. Phil was a 2-year member of the Student Senate, served as a reporter and news director of GAC TV, the college's weekly news show, and was a 4-year member of the Gustavus forensics team. This year, he culminated his forensics career by being named state champion in oratory and editorial impromptu at the 2011 Minnesota Collegiate Forensics Association State Championships. Many people know that Phil doesn't need much sleep. This has allowed him to also be a big partner and serve as a program coordinator of the Big Partners and Little Partners for the last 2 years. He is a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, the Communications Studies Club, and is on the Senior Class Legacy Committee. This spring, his contributions were recognized as he received the Paul Magnuson Award, which recognizes student service and leadership at Gustavus. Although Phil has been very involved outside the classroom, Phil found a way to also achieve academically, as proven by his selection into the Phi Beta Kappa. Please join me and your classmate in welcoming all of you and all gathered here today. Phil, thank you for being part of this commencement ceremony and delivering the commencement address on behalf of the students.
President Oley, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, friends of Gustavus, proud parents, including my mom and dad, family members, and above all, my fellow graduates of the great class of 2011. Thank you for joining us here today. I am so grateful and so humbled to have this honor today. And with my time on forensics, I have crafted a plethora of speeches over the last 4 years, but let me tell you, this is by far the most difficult speech I've ever had to write. To try to encapsulate 4-year experiences of some 587 graduates into a short 10-minute reflection. It's quite a task. But now that I only have 9 minutes left, perhaps the best way to start is to simply say, we made it. We've come to the pinnacle of our Gustavus careers. Today we graduate. Today we receive a diploma that symbolizes 4 years of late nights in the library, 4 years of gallons upon gallons of coffee, or in my case, just a lot of Coca-Cola, 4 years of perfecting projects and papers, and 4 years of dedication to a world-renowned tradition of academic excellence. But most importantly, today we celebrate a new lifetime of opportunity in service and leadership. Along with educating us in the classrooms, Gustavus Adolphus College has prepared us to become informed and engaged citizens. We all have been asked to discover how we will make our lives count. But I will argue that today, at no greater time in our nation's history, is our gusty sense of committed leadership and cheerful service needed. If we reflect on our lives, for many of us 22 years, our lives have seen war, disaster, suffering, recession. When we turn on the nightly news, read the Star Tribune, log on to Facebook, or even dare I say, watch Jon Stewart, it's hard not to see that there is a local, a national, an international community asking for help, asking for relief, asking for prayer, asking for a shoulder to cry upon, asking for change. A National Rasmussen Reports polling May 25th, 2011 finds that 63% of Americans now say the country's headed down the wrong track. Many Americans believe we have been forgotten, that Washington has bailed out Wall Street but has forgotten about Main Street, about the streets that we call home. This past Thursday at our President's Banquet during Senior Week, Professor Martin Lang of Communication Studies spoke to us about those real hard truths that we will face when we leave the Hill today. Unfortunately for so many Americans, for so many of us sitting right here, the real hard truth is the future may look bleak and dim. And I look upon our class today. I see the friends, I see the faces of so many friends. And it makes me want to stand up here today and proclaim to everyone, everywhere, that the wait is over. That the change we want is right here. The change we desire is coming from St. Peter, Minnesota. The change we need is the Gustavus graduating class of 2011. The reason I can comfortably affirm that we are the change America and the world waits for is because here at Gustavus, we as a class have worked to make change. As I reflect on these past 4 years, and specifically upon our class's involvements and accomplishments, I know we have the drive and the capability to create real and meaningful change in our communities. And honestly, think of what we've accomplished here in just 4 years. For instance, continuing a 12-year tradition, each fall, some of our lady class members have fought to strike out breast cancer by selling pink t-shirts, by sponsoring Pink Day in the marketplace, and by hosting an annual breast cancer benefit that this year single-handedly raised over $16,000 for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. The ladies of Delta Phi Omega sorority, Gusty's not only working for a cure, but working for change. Well, often a time of relaxing in the sand in the sun, 20 of us gave up our senior week or senior year spring breaks and traveled this year to New Mexico, Mississippi, South Carolina to not only help build affordable, quality homes for low-income families, but to help rebuild communities, relationships, compassion. The 2011 Spring Break Habitat for Humanity work trips. Change. To raise awareness that human slavery still exists today, that Minnesota is the 13th leading state in human trafficking. Not only did some of us once again host and plan a successful social justice conference, but also organized a flash mob for freedom at the Mall of America last January, wearing bright orange t-shirts that read, "I'm not for sale." The 2011 Building Bridges Committee. Change. After a number of LGBT students from across the nation took their own lives after being bullied in school, a group of 50 Gustavus students and staff created a video to share stories and messages of hope to millions of fellow human beings facing harassment. The Gustavus It Gets Better project, led by seniors Lacey Squire, Nicole Meyer, sponsored by the Campus Activities Board, Queers and Allies. Change. We've even worked with administration here at Gustavus to bring some more outdoor thrill to the Hill and endeavored to get some grills and a disc golf course installed on campus. Joey Nawariak and the Student Senate Outdoor Recreation Committee. Fun, but change. And most recently, when our campus community was shattered by attempted sexual assaults, student leaders from the Women's Awareness Center, Impact, Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity said, "We must act." And in the short span of 3 days, came together and planned a campus event. A nighttime forum of speaking, listening, and learning, inviting some 500 students to take a stand and become part of the solution, part of the end to sexual violence. Take back the night. Change. It's only a small glimpse of what we have done here at Gustavus. Think of every time that we walk into the campus center. We see posters, flyers, students tabling, asking us to support this issue or to raise money for this cause or to sign this petition. That is change in action. Big or small, we as a class have made change. And the best part, these campus initiatives were entirely student-driven. They were action driven by compassion, by courage, by commitment. We have shown that not only do we care about the people and the community around us, but we are always willing to work for something better. We see a problem. When others merely hide, we take action. When others remain silent, we speak up. We stand up for what we believe and what we know is right and just, and the result, we have become agents of change. Gustavus has instilled in us to value service, justice, community, faith, excellence. We must leave Gustavus with the same compassion, involvement, and leadership that we have shown here. And if we do, I know we will fight cancer and poverty and human trafficking and apathy and assault because we have done so here. All we must simply do is continue what we have done already so well, and the world will applaud our leadership. The world will say, "Thank you, Gustavus class of 2011, for making change, for giving our world a better and a brighter future." Now, to the parents and family gathered here today, I say to you, thank you. Thank you for not only supporting this community, but thank you for sharing with me and sharing with Gustavus some of the most amazingly talented people I have ever met. My classmates, you certainly should be proud. They have made the past 4 years a blast. But now parents, friends, faculty, sit back, enjoy the ride. Let us, my classmates, take the wheel for a while. It's our turn. Yes, our turn will not be easy. We've had to work hard for change here. The class of 2011, America is waiting for us to write our story of inspiration. We made it to the top of our hill called Gustavus, which sometimes with the snow, sleet, and flood is easier said than done. But there are bigger hills, bigger mountains, mountains beyond those mountains. obstacles big and small. Social problems that need our attention, that need our help, that need our change. We must take our experience of leadership and service, and we need to leave Gustavus saying, I think I can. And if we do, change is not only possible, but it is always imminent. In recent times, no other person has come to epitomize the possibility of change like President Barack Obama. And on Super Tuesday 2008, the then Illinois senator told the crowds in Chicago, change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. Class of 2011, we are that change. Congratulations, and best wishes.
As Phil is going back to his seat, I would like to ask that his parents and family please stand to be recognized. Phil, thank you for all your wonderful remarks, and thank you for your friendship over the years here at Gustavus. My wife Chris and I have enjoyed visiting with you in our home and on campus and at forensics activities, but you have given so much more to this community. We really do appreciate what you have done, and I know that the class of 2011 is ready to take the wheel and be in charge. So congratulations again, Phil. Thank you very much. As president of this great institution, I am continually reminded that the strength of an institution begins with its faculty. Gustavus Adolphus College has been fortunate throughout its history to have dedicated men and women who have distinguished careers of teaching and have truly made a difference in the lives of hundreds, yes, even thousands of students. On behalf of the college, its Board of Trustees, and these graduates, I want all of us to recognize the contributions the Gustavus faculty have made in the lives of these students. Thank you, faculty, for the ways you have done so much for their education. Will you please rise so that we can thank you directly and personally for what you have done? As part of this great faculty, today we want to especially recognize 9 faculty members who are retiring this year. We give them special recognition on behalf of all Gustavus alumni and current students, and understand the commitment each has made to the students they teach and have taught. I ask that each retiring faculty member stand as I introduce you and remain standing, so that after all of you are standing, we can acknowledge you together for the years you have spent teaching here on the Hill. First, Dr. Kevin Byrne. Dr. Byrne is professor of history who has taught at Gustavus since 1971. Dr. Tom Emmert. Professor Emmert is a professor of history who has taught at Gustavus since 1973, and they have been colleagues in that department for all of those years. Dr. David Feenan. Dr. David Feenan has been at Gustavus since 1973 also as a professor of organ and church music, and as you know, has served this institution for the last 2 years in a position that has been very important to all of us as Provost and Dean of the College. Dr. Henry Hayes. Dr. Hayes has served as a visiting professor in economics and management since 1999. Dr. Daryl Jodock. Dr. Jodock has served as the Drell and Adeline Bernardson Distinguished Professor in Lutheran Studies, and I must say he is the individual that has brought an understanding of what a distinguished professor really can do and what you have done for this institution, Daryl. Dr. Patricia Cazarow. Dr. Cazarow is a professor of music and director of the choir of Christ Chapel, and she has been here since 1984. Dr. Bruce McLean. Dr. McLean, you have been here since 1965. You have taught literally thousands, and all of us are thankful for the service you have given as professor of art and history here at the college, art history. Dr. Ann Pazavento. Dr. Pazavento has been professor of music since 1978. Thank you for your service. And Professor Paula Swigum. Professor Swingham has been with the nursing faculty since 1996. Now, all of these people you see standing before you have served this institution for 261 years of service. For that, we are grateful. We thank you for your service. We wish you the best in your retirement, and we will miss you. In addition to great faculty, a college campus is fortunate to have many, many student leaders. I could take all day and introduce many of this class and tell you what they've been doing. But among these leaders are some that are chosen for special leadership roles, and I want to take just a minute to introduce two of them. They have been involved as the Student Senate co-presidents, and that is one of the immense responsibilities that students take on. As the elected representatives for the student body, Student Senate serves as a formal liaison between the students and the faculty, the students and the administration, and the students and the Board of Trustees. As president, I meet regularly with the Student Senate co-presidents on a regular basis, and it has been a pleasure to work this year with Sean Tesmer and Emily Thayer. I would like both Sean and Emily to stand as I say a few words about them, and then we can collectively thank them with our applause. Sean Tesmer is from Mandan, North Dakota. He majored in both religion and political science. Now, this means that he was required to complete a senior thesis in each of those majors. Sean, I know you must be thrilled that both of those are now turned in. Besides serving on the Student Senate, Sean was involved in several other ways on campus, including his membership in Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity and on the Student Conduct Board. Sean is pursuing jobs and will hopefully be working in higher education in a development office or in a not-for-profit organization. Emily is from St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin. She double majored in communication studies and political science, and then threw in a history minor for her academic career. She has worked in the Gustavus admissions office as a student and will continue work as a counselor in the admissions office this summer. Outside of the Student Senate, she has been involved with her sorority, with the curling club and involved with intramural sports. Sean and Emily, thank you for your leadership as students and for especially this year as co-presidents of the Student Senate. Thank you. Now I call upon Dr. Lee Bramer, Professor of Communication Studies and the 2010 recipient of the Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching, to come forward. Dr. Bramer will introduce the 2011 recipient of the Carlson Award. Dr. Bramer.
This is an awesome sight. I encourage all you graduates to take a look back and just think of being surrounded today by the Gustavus community. It never gets old. Congratulations to the graduates, their family, and to the faculty and staff. Last year I stood here in shock, surprised and deeply honored to have been chosen from an outstanding faculty for the Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching. In accepting the award, I frankly don't remember, I talked about the superb quality of the Gustavus faculty. My colleagues are gifted educators, innovative thinkers, and just plain simply great human beings. I know, because they have taught me how to teach and how to be in the world. No matter what our field or what we do, what all of us at Gustavus have in common is a commitment to students, to you. You came to us from near and from halfway around the globe. The faculty and staff met you where you were, and in assignments, discussions, and personal meetings, challenged you to deepen your thought, develop cogent arguments, write clearly, even beautifully, think outside the box, be innovative and creative, and find what makes your heart sing. In my 14 years of witness, Gustavus has done what it has done for almost 150 years. High-quality, committed faculty have provided a superb liberal arts education that has prepared students to lead fulfilling lives of leadership and service. Whatever Gustavus has done, and whatever Gustavus will do, the foundation of our institution is here, in rural Minnesota, on this hill, with immigrants, and their children, and their grandchildren, and their great-great-great-grandchildren. That tradition is built on a solid educational experience that requires two elements: high-quality committed faculty and outstanding students, ready to embrace the challenge of a transformational educational experience. The relationships that remerge defy language and last long after your 4 years here. Today is not the end, but the beginning of a new relationship with the institution and the faculty and staff who are at the heart of it. Edgar Carlson recognized the importance of faculty and all the people who make Gustavus what it is. Eric Norelius, the founder of Gustavus, said, "Whatever we do, let us do it well." Dr. Carlson lived that out in his time at Gustavus, and Gustavus faculty and staff continue to embrace that tradition. Gustavus' highest teaching accolade is rightly named in Dr. Carlson's honor. Every year, faculty, staff, and students are encouraged to nominate professors who reflect that spirit. The former Carlson Award winners meet and discuss the nominations, and the provost chose the winner. Students described this year's winner as compassionate, caring, genuine, encouraging, and an advocate. These descriptors fittingly, perfectly embody her profession as a nurse. The 2011 Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching goes to Barbara Zust, Associate Professor in the Department of Nursing. Barb is a Gustie. She graduated from Gustavus with a degree in nursing and received her MS and PhD in nursing from the University of Minnesota. In her professional career as a nurse, she has worked in a variety of contexts, from hematology to pediatrics to ICU to obstetrics. In 2000, Barb returned to the Department of Nursing at Gustavus and has taught a variety of courses and clinicals with specialties in maternity nursing, mental health nursing, and human wellness. In addition, she has led January courses to Sweden, Tanzania, and Petitlan, Mexico. Barb and I have attended more than a few Gustavus workshops together, and Barb, like all Gusties, is always willing to help and support others on their journeys. Her students spoke of that in their nominations. They wrote about her passion and commitment to nursing and to their personal and professional growth. One student wrote, "When she teaches, not only are her students interested, they are inspired." Another stated, "She challenges her students to think critically about their patients while maintaining a supportive and encouraging relationship with them." Another student commented, "Barb provides a nurturing environment and prepares us all to be compassionate nurses." A student reported on her January experience in Mexico. "My nursing care skills exponentially improved by learning from Barb how to care for patients in an under-resourced environment." Barb also mentors students in research, where they have presented at regional and national conferences. A student summed up Barb's influence with, "She is very spiritual and she's very wise." Finally, her students gave her the highest praise as a model for what they hope to embody in their lives in the profession of nursing. One wrote, "She's an exemplary role model, and she does it in a humble manner." Congratulations, Barb.
I just want to thank you all very much. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a privilege to work with the students that we have. Thank you.
Well, what a day we've had. Congratulations once again to all of our graduates. These commencement exercises will now conclude in a moment with the benediction. And following the benediction, a group of members of the class of 2011 will sing the college's alma mater as the platform party and the faculty recess. Following that formal recession, you are welcome and invited to meet your graduates here on Hollingsworth Field. Shortly thereafter, all family and friends are invited to join the faculty and all graduates for a reception on Ekman Mall, so please take advantage of that invitation. Once again, thank you for an absolutely wonderful day, and congratulations to the class of 2011. Would everyone please stand as Chaplain Larson offers the benediction. Please remain standing for the singing of the alma mater.
Let us pray. Lord God, you have called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us. Receive the blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord's face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen.